Morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about solving. Hopefully you guys have been doing okay with the two-step stuff. Today we're going to add a little bit to it. We're going to add a little distributive property. So we're looking at something like this. 3 times the quantity, 4x minus 10, and that's going to equal 18. Now notice this time, a little different than before. Now we have these parentheses in here. So just like when we did power to a power, right? Distributive property is the same as that. Also, we need to make sure we do it first. So that is important, even though we're solving things just like before. If I have distributive property, I need to distribute first. So what I can still do is rearrange stuff if I want. So like if you want to move the equal sign over here, you can do that first. I'm going to bam bam inside of here, make sure I know that's negative 10. And then I'm going to just distribute. So 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. And notice that now that we've distributed that 3 through all of this stuff, now we are left with just a two-step equation like we've been doing for the last 2 days. So the only new step we're adding is right here, distribute to all the stuff inside, and then we can go through and use the same rules that we've been using to solve from there. So I know I want to get x by itself, I always get rid of whenever I add or subtract. So to get rid of negative 30, I got to add 30. That gives me 12x equals 48. And then lastly, I want to get rid of the 12. It's multiplied by x, so I'm going to divide by 12, and x is going to give me 4. Now, just like before, you can actually plug 4 back in still and check it to see if you get your answer right. So 4 times 4 is 16, minus 10 is 6. 6 times 3 does in fact give me the 18 that I started with. So that's it. We're just going to add one little step every single day until these get a little bit bigger. So let's do a few of these, and then we'll do a few and get some practice in. So let's say we had something like 38 equals negative 3 times the quantity, 5 minus 2x. All right, so we definitely have distributive property again. If you wanted to, you can move equals 38 to the side if you don't like that. But I am going to be careful with my signs as always. This minus sign, I'm going to move the negative up to the 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative 3. So nothing's going on over here with 38. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. And negative 3 times negative 2x is going to be positive 6x. And I will say that that's probably the number one mistake I see with distributive property, is when you multiply the negative times a minus 2 or a negative 2 in here. A negative times a negative has to be a positive, so be really careful with your signs in there. I had kids in my Algebra 1 test who were missing that because they were doing the same thing. So be super careful with your negatives when you're multiplying. Now, here's my 2 steps. I want to get rid of negative 15, I want to get rid of 6. Always get rid of whatever we're adding first. So I want to add 15 to get rid of negative 15. 40, 53. And then to get rid of 6, we're going to divide by 6. 53 divided by 6 is going to give me a decimal. I don't want a decimal, so I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. And I don't think that simplifies at all. Nothing goes into 53, I think it's prime. So we're just gonna leave it, 53 over 6, and then be done. Rock and roll, cool, let's do another one. How about Sure, that'll work. Okay, so this time there's a fraction out in front. I see distributive property because I got those parentheses. So I know I need to do that first. There's nothing I really want to clean up. So remember, your calculator can multiply and divide by fractions. Some people have had trouble. They're like, I don't know what to do to get rid of this 1/2 or whatever. It's okay, just use your calculator. 1/2, 1 ABC2 times 8. That should give you 4x. And 1/2 of 22 is just 11. And then, here's my x. I want to get rid of those two numbers. We get rid of this one first because we're adding. To get rid of positive 11, we need negative 11, so we're going to subtract 11. That gives me 4x equals negative 2. And then when I divide by 4, negative 2 over 4, that's going to simplify. Gives me a decimal, but I don't want it. 2 goes into both of those, so negative 1/2 is my answer. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let's do one more together. And then we can do more, but I think probably I'll just let you guys, if you guys have questions, obviously come to the meet today. I can help you out there, or send emails, send reminds, I can help you out. Yeah, and also just to remind, I'll talk about that at the end actually. Let's do one more. So let's do 4 times 1/3 x plus 3 and I want that so how about 64? Negative 64. Yeah, okay. All right. So, I got this 4, I'm distributing, and I'm going to distribute it to a fraction. That's kind of weird. So I figured we should probably talk about that. So I have the 4 on the outside. I'm going to multiply 4 by all the stuff on the inside. Okay? So 4 times 1/3. Remember, when you multiply fractions, you're just going to go straight across. So the tops, 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So it's just going to be 4/3 x. It's not hard, and you can totally do it in your calculator. Just make sure you don't write a decimal down, okay? So 4/3, real easy, straight across the top. 4 times 3, then is 12. And that's going to give you negative 64. And then we want to get rid of my numbers next to x. So we still get rid of plus 12 first, so let's minus 12. 4/3 x, that'd be negative 76. And then to get rid of 4/3, probably the easiest thing, how is it connected to x? It's multiplied. So the easiest thing for you guys is probably just divide by 4/3. Again, use your calculator, that's what it's for. So when you divide by 4/3, you can just type negative 76 divided by 4/3. I don't have my calculator on me, so I'm going to do it by hand. When you divide by a fraction, you copy, change, flip, right? You change it to multiplication, and you flip this to 3/4. Let's see, that'd be 19. And then I'm going to simplify. I don't know if you guys remember all this, but that is 19. Negative 19 times 3 is negative 57, I think is what you get. And that's your answer. So, yeah, those are just some examples. It's pretty much the same stuff we already have done, just with that distributive property piece, and you need to make sure that you do that first. Now, this is Wednesday's video, I believe. So your missing work you should have done to me by the end of the day today. That way I can get it all graded, put in the grade book before the quarter ends on Friday. Yeah. Also, test retakes. If you want to retake your test, I know I put this in the description yesterday, I think, but test retakes, I'm going to send them out Friday. If you want to retake it, you have to be on the Zoom meeting Thursday night. It'll be 1 at 6, 1 at 8. You can pick which one you want to go to, and we'll go over practice problems, stuff from your test. Look at your grade. I think your test score should be in the grade book. Look at your grades, see how you feel. If you are not happy with your grade, you can retake your test. If you are happy, just make sure you do your homework the next couple days, and that'll be it for the quarter. So pretty much what you see is what you're going to get. All right? If you have any questions about any of that, please come to the Zoom meeting today, and you can ask me there or send me an email or a remind. All right? Good luck on your homework. Let's see. Show me that you can do some good stuff. All right?